shooting star fading into the night, driving in the speed of sound, smiling like a night, like the last time, like the last time, I'm searching easy ways to die.
It seems like every single time I finish something and then start to update it, I start off with a big breath. That's because it took quite a bit of energy. Let's recap what we did in here right quick. This is the front of the house. There's the road, here's the front wall, front of the house, and this is the door that goes directly into the daidokoro, or the kitchen. Glenn's back there right now. I think he's trying to find us a spot where we can move all this dirt to. But yesterday and the day before, I'll show you what we did here in the kitchen. All right, how do you like that? You'll remember this part right here as where the upper cabinet fell down. All of this has been taken out. So the first thing we did was just gather up all the junk. All of the burnable trash we took to the burn pile, and there's a ton of plastic stuff that we took out to the kura that'll have to be thrown away later. And we tore up the entire floor. You can see the level of the house, the original level of the house is here, and the kitchen floor was about right here. It was just maybe this much above the ground. They just set these big beams across the floor. You can kind of see where they used to be, here, 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 and then they laid the many smaller ones on top of that, and they just put some really crispy potato chip floor on top of that. We tore all that out. All the rotten pieces are burned or burning right now, and the pieces that I can use later for like decorations and things, garden stuff, anything that I can use to build and sell, I'll do that. But after that, swept out all the dirt, and surprisingly enough, there is a thin layer of concrete. It's not very thick, but you can see a few interesting things, and Glenn and I were just discussing this. Over here, there was some kind of fire pit. We can take a quick look. This is pretty large, about 1 meter square. And I assume that they originally used this as a big fire pit. And this area was also cut out, and there were stones all along here that had been taken out, and here, and this big area here. And you notice that here there was something, and I think that it went all the way over here, because you see the rectangle, and there are lots of stones. There are stones here, here, and all the way around. This is all stone, and I think that there was originally stuff here for cooking. And the fire pit, of course. Later on, somebody went back and added this very crude concrete, and if you were to pour water in there, it goes straight into a drain. There's a drain right on the other side of the wall. So you can see the really old remnants of this house in that spot. And then you look over here, you can see the concrete here. And over here, these are different. They were laid down at separate times. There's some kind of debris or something in there. I thought it was some kind of pipe, but it looks like some kind of clay pieces. I'm not sure what exactly they are. But now you can just see right into the house. It reminds me of some of the museums that I've seen and the places that are on display for you to go look at. You just walk in the door and you're in this area here, right? And then you can just look into the house and look into the old house and admire it, but you can't actually go in there. You can only just walk in here and take a look. But this is what took us a couple of days to do. I just finished the sweeping this morning, so this area is officially done as far as what we plan on doing, or what I hope we would get done. So I'm very happy about that. I do need to go out there and put some kind of wall back up, because the earth wall that was there, it has fallen out. So I'm going to finish, if you can see, maybe I can zoom in. You can see there's still a lot of dry dirt right there. Yeah. Yeah, right there. I want to get all that cleaned out and then put some kind of wall to block critters from coming in. But I'm happy that although this floor and this area of the house was so damaged by water, I'm happy that even though it rained heavily the other day, none of this is wet. Nothing is wet in here anymore. That means that the soil removal and getting everything away from the house out there has been very valuable in keeping the house dry. So even though it rained heavily the other day, it got a little bit wet out here, of course, but it has largely stayed away from the house. So that's good.
He buys up the Mount Fuji II.
Mount Fuji 2. So
That's where I can put it.
do you want to tell everybody what is on the agenda now that we're finished with the kitchen?
Yeah, so all of the soil here, various piles around the backyard. We'll make a small mound here so that we have a clean slate around the property to start some more planting.
Okay.
That way that'll also leave the ramp free.
Gotcha.
No water actually comes from there or through there,
Mhm.
so it's a good place to pile it all up.
Gotcha. Is there anything in there except grass?
Grass.
Just grass? Okay. Because it's so thick, sometimes I never know. It's like that wall over there. It's strange looking at it now, but you know, I couldn't even see that when I first came here. I didn't know what was over there, but after getting it more and more cleared out.
It's where if you can get a pair of the shears, clear that fairly quickly.
Gotcha. All right.
And that thing is full of spikes.
Yeah.
Thorns.
Do you remember me cutting around the guest house, Kura, trying to get around that corner down there? It was nothing but briars and spikes. It took forever to cut that stuff. You got to have a really sharp blade because otherwise it's tough. Yeah.
We'll get there.
All right.
You'll
So,
get there.
all right, we'll set this up. I think this is a good time lapse to do. Just set the camera up here and just see what kind of progress we can make. All right. Well, I'll set this up and we'll get to it.
Yep.
Yay.